Why the dog had to eat my homework, or a paean to why sometimes video documentation is useless. You, the audience, are seated in a circle on stage, blindfolded and waiting. From the periphery of the room you hear breathing, a rather strange kind. It is impossible to know how many dancers are creating it. In fact, the breath is laryngeal, sounds a bit like wind in a cave. It defines the space and continues until it is like the pulse of the room. Quiet steps. The walls move in. The breathers tighten the shape around you. The space collapses. Video, of course, would show the number of movers, which is part of the mystery, and the walking, which isn't terribly interesting to watch, but it would not provide the sonic redefinition of the space. There is a pause. The breathing is now subsumed in the sound of feet shushing on the smooth wooden floor, circling the audience, slowly at first, then speeding up. The air around you is churning, and then your shoulder is brushed each time a circling hand passes. Video and air currents, video and touch. All of a sudden, the wheeling stops. Silence, except now all the environmental sounds come forward. The clock ticking, the AC, fluorescents buzzing, street noise, everyone's breath in the room, or you shifting in your chair. Video documentation cannot capture this shifting of oral focus. There is a tiny pricking in your scalp. Is something happening, or is it just you? No, it is something. The tiniest brush on the tips of your hair has alerted your nerve endings. Try videotaping that. You still haven't a clue how many people are performing. A warm breath comes close to your ear. Your head and shoulders are caressed, carefully, sweetly. If you have BMC experience, you might recognize that your body tone is being matched and perhaps shifted slightly toward comfort. Video and touch are incompatible. Now you are asked to stand. You are moved to a new location. Everyone is scattered. The cozy circle is disbanded. You are left standing alone, God knows where, all by yourself. You detect activity all around you, above and below. You are especially aware of your backspace. Video is always frontal. There is laughing, and thumping, and rolling, and bumping. Not into you, but you hear it. Maybe someone is being led by someone else, physically guided through the space, but then the sound is coming from an unusual height. Has the image of a guide dog been elicited, which then morphed into a piggyback rider? A bizarre, slightly tortured scratching erupts here and there in the space. Sometimes the sound is in unison, and sometimes not. This is actually the only aspect of the performance that would look good on video. The sound is made by sandpaper belts worn around the dancer's thighs, which rasp together when the dancer moves. The movement required to get them to scrape is awkward and difficult to control, and so it's somewhat interesting to watch. But you, the blindfolded audience member, hasn't a clue that that's what's going on. You most likely have given up trying to identify the baffling sound and are experiencing a very twitchy feeling, one that kind of gets under your skin. Try showing that on a video. What actually are you supposed to be doing while you're standing there? The mechanics of staying upright are beginning to nag at you. You shift. You can't figure out what to do with your arms. Is it okay to move or sit? Does the lack of clear rules irritate you? Or do you bliss out and stand there happily engaged in the small dance? You are asked to stand on one foot. Blindfolded, that is devilishly hard. If you were beginning to get irritated before, you certainly are now. If you are having fun, the challenge is a good new game. A metronome is ticking. Someone is near and you might hear a tiny sound. The smell defines its origin, sulfur from a snuffed match. I call out, "Come to my voice," and you can do so easily. It is gratifyingly simple to follow the direction of someone's voice. You and the rest of the audience come together with ease and follow me out of the space.